So, I mean, it's been a couple of years since your last film role. What was it about Rock of Ages that drew you back? What was it that appealed?
Well, Adam Shankman offered me the part, and when I read the script and read who Justice was, that's what made me really want to do it, because she was not just a strip club owner. She was a woman that was strong and had to take her power back, from, in a place like this.
Yeah, it's interesting. I was talking to Adam and about the kind of ambiguity of the character, because obviously on the one hand she is helping Sri, but there is also the fact that she's saying, "Come on, work in my strip club." I mean, did you discuss that? What was the kind of?
Well, I don't think this is the thing. I don't think that she's saying to girls to work in the strip club. I think they made their choice and their decision by being there, and she's just trying to help them to be the best, because they made that decision. But if they wanted to leave, I'm sure she'd be cool with that too. I don't think she was that type of person, like, come work in my strip club. I think she's like, I'm just going to help you be better. And she kept saying, this is a rest stop,
And she's the one who kind of says you need to leave when it's that time, I suppose.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm also curious about this in terms of singing on film versus singing for records or live. How different are the sort of processes?
Well, singing on film, performing on film, it's just like shooting a video, a music video. The acting is different because that's work. That's work.
Yeah.
Just pretty much the same. No.
Yeah. And how do you approach sort of acting? Are you someone who kind of likes to take a lot of direction, or do you do a lot of sort of preparation? How do you approach characters?
I got an acting coach to help me through that. I was with the acting coach for about a month. I write notes down next to my script, so I can remember things, and I even use my coach, she told me to use pictures of things, of me as a child, of just different things to make me think about my life. To become Justice.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, I mean, obviously, you have only, I guess, a few scenes in this film, but your presence is quite significant. What was the most significant moment for you filming, or where did you feel like you sort of found the character, if there was such a moment?
Well, I found the character when, let me think, hold on. Why am I drawing a blank?
Take your time.
right when I walked in, and she said, and I said cognac.
Yeah.
She's getting, as I know this is cognac, she's getting you a brandy. Right then and there, I found my Justice swag.
Yeah. That's great. And in terms of your musical numbers, did you, was there a kind of process there in terms of choreography? I mean, what's Adam like in terms of that? Because obviously adapting from a Broadway show, I guess maybe he had some specific ideas about how things should look.
Right. I mean, far as the choreography, Mia, who's the choreographer from So You Think You Can Dance, and between her and Adam, it was just easy to get, but it was a long time. It was, it took a long time to get it.
Yeah, no, of course, I bet. So what's coming up next for you in sort of just in general? Is there anything you can discuss?
Well, I'm about to tour, and then I'm shooting another movie in November. It's called Parallel Lives, and it's about Betty Shabazz and Coretta Scott King. So it's about the lives of the women in Malcolm X and Martin Luther King's life. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds fascinating. Can you tell me any more about that? I don't think I'd heard.
It's very interesting, the script because it's just what they had to go through and what they had to deal with, as far as their husbands being assassinated, their husbands being just going, being in the front line fighting for peace, the way they were fighting for peace, but the women were going through it too. Yeah.